He knocked on the wall. Something knocked back, perfectly timed. The sound came from the other side of the bed, dull and deliberate, like knuckles against plaster. There was a pause, just long enough to register, and then a second knock answered it. Same rhythm, same force, as if whoever was there had been waiting. The hotel was nearly empty that night. It was the kind of place people stayed when they arrived late or left early. A mid-range business hotel near a highway, clean but forgettable. The man had checked in close to midnight after a delayed flight, exhausted and irritated, wanting nothing more than a shower and sleep. The front desk clerk had mentioned, almost apologetically, that the hotel was quiet. Only a few rooms occupied. The man appreciated that. His room was on the 4th floor, near the end of a long hallway. The carpet muffled his footsteps as he walked. The lights overhead spaced too far apart, leaving soft shadows between them. Nothing felt wrong. Nothing stood out. Inside the room, everything was standard. Bed against the shared wall, a small desk, a TV mounted opposite. He dropped his bag, showered, and lay down, phone in hand, scrolling without really reading. That was when he heard the first knock. At first, he thought it was someone in the hallway. The sound was close, but hotels carried noise strangely. He waited. Nothing followed. He went back to his phone. Then it came again. 3 knocks this time. Slow, evenly spaced. He sat up and listened. The sound hadn't come from the door. It had come from the wall beside the bed, the wall shared with the adjacent room. He frowned, irritated more than afraid. Thin walls were common. Someone next door might be leaning, unpacking, or doing something careless. He rolled over, intending to ignore it. A minute passed, then another knock. Just one. He hesitated, then leaned toward the wall and knocked back lightly. Not angry, more curious. A small, unconscious response. The reply came immediately. Same number of knocks. Same spacing. No hesitation at all. He pulled his hand back and sat still. His first thought was that this was some kind of joke. Someone bored, maybe drunk. He waited, expecting laughter or more noise. Nothing. He checked the time, just after 1 in the morning. Another knock came. 1, then 2, then 3. It felt deliberate now, structured. He got out of bed and pressed his ear to the wall. He couldn't hear voices. No TV, no movement, just silence. He knocked again, this time harder. The answer came back so quickly it almost overlapped his own. That was when the unease started to settle in. Not fear exactly, more like a quiet awareness that something wasn't lining up. He stepped back and picked up the room phone. When the front desk answered, he kept his voice casual, apologetic. He asked if someone was staying in the room next to him. There was a pause. Papers shuffling. The clerk said no. The adjacent room had been vacant for months. Maintenance issues. It wasn't even in rotation. The man laughed, assuming a mistake. Hotels made them all the time. He thanked her and hung up, telling himself it was probably noise from another room, traveling through the walls in a strange way. He lay back down, facing the wall, eyes open. A minute passed. Then came a knock. 1. He didn't respond. 2. His heart rate picked up, slow and steady. 3. He stayed still, held his breath, waited. Nothing followed. Eventually, exhaustion won. He must have slept, because the next thing he remembered was waking up to morning light and silence. No knocks, no lingering sense of being watched. Just an ordinary room in daylight. He checked out without mentioning it. Weeks later, he told the story to a co-worker during a late shift, framing it like a strange but harmless experience. The co-worker listened quietly, then asked for the hotel's name. When he told her, her expression changed. She said her sister had worked there briefly the year before. Said there was a room on the 4th floor that guests kept complaining about. Knocking, tapping, sound from the wall. Management stopped renting the adjacent rooms. after an incident involving a guest who had tried to break through the wall in the middle of the night. He had insisted someone was trapped inside. The room he'd stayed in was still in use. The one next to it wasn't. He never knocked on another hotel wall again. And when he hears unexplained sounds through thin walls now, what unsettles him most isn't the noise itself. It's how precisely it answers back.